I'm probably going to use the wrong word, but can you waste drugs in terms of taking far too many that only a certain amount will cover muscle building, and then you're just
100%.
taking so many milligrams that you're just
Well,
almost it's pointless.
well, of course, there's a number of problems with that conversation. One, it requires a little couple, 2, 3 minute speech. And then the punchline is you still want to do that anyway, sort of. Okay. Imagine, and this is sort of biology 101. I'm not being an ass, but this is something that people basically should have garnered from junior high school, life science, junior high school. There's a thing called biological and or chemical signaling. The best metaphor for it I can offer you is an elevator. You walk into a hotel or an apartment building or some such, and there's the double doors. There's a button. Okay. The first thing you need to understand is that button does not make the elevator come. That button signals, quite literally, it's just an electrical signal that activates complicated machinery that you cannot see and do not understand. So you walk up and push that button, electric goes somewhere and shit turns on, and there's levers and cables and clutches and things that slowly move this elevator to where you want it. Okay, so that's the concept. The button nor your finger makes the elevator come. It signals the elevator to come. So that's the metaphor we're going to use as an elevator. So now the things you need to make this perfect is one, when an elevator comes, you can only go one floor at a time. So you get in, you go up one floor, you get off, process begins again. Two, the button is pressure sensitive. And every single floor up the building, it's a little bit more pressure required to signal the elevator. Progressive overload. So that's the then kind of game. Elevator, pressure sensitive, one floor at a time. That's pretty much it. Right out of the gate, before you even touch this, the amount of time, intellectually, the amount of time it's going to take for the elevator to come is really about how far away is it. If it's one floor away, you're going to get one pretty quick because it doesn't have much distance to travel. If it's a 100-floor story building and it's at the 99th floor, you're standing around tapping your foot a little bit. Okay. So in the beginning, the first time you walk up to push the button, you might have a significant wait till anything actually happens. That's important. Very metaphorical to a course. That's interesting. And then once you get in, get off, it's close because you just saw it. It was right there. So it's going to come quicker each repetitive time. That's interesting. A lot like a course works. Very slow progress in the beginning. All the progress seems to be at the end because the elevator is never getting very far away from you. That's interesting. So now you walk up with your finger and you push the button. You know that the button's pressure sensitive and natural. Whether it's truly without drugs or at a TRT, it doesn't matter. They're essentially the same thing. At this sort of poverty milligrams, you occasionally get an elevator. So you can kind of sense what the pressure sensitivity is. It's somewhere around 200 milligrams because that's what you're fucking taking. So if you start at 300, you're taking too much, but nominally. So you push the button with your 200 or 300, you get an elevator. You go up a floor. You push it with your 300, you go up a floor. But every floor is more, and you didn't start with a huge margin. So at 3 or 4 floors, you go to 400. You always outpace or take a little too much, but only a little too much. Can you fuck this up? Can you get the numbers wrong? Yes. But let me give you the alternative. Okay. So let's say over the course of 16 weeks, you go a couple 100-milligram jumps here and there to always outpace it. And you wind up at the 50th floor and you find, oh, fuck, I'm taking 1.2 grams. All right. Not ideal. Drugs are bad, but you got to the destination. Cool. Now let's run your twin brother, who's a little drunk, been in a bar all night. He walks up to the other elevator in the hotel and he just pushes the button as hard as he fucking can with 1,200 milligrams. And he gets an elevator and he's like, oh, I'm fucking smart. And he goes up another floor and he does it again, another floor. And what about the 20th, 30th floor? What he's got is a really sore fucking finger because he's been pushing as hard as he can. And that's cool in this drunken brother example. But unfortunately, in the steroid world, it's not your finger, that's your liver, your heart, and every fucking thing else you've got because you've been pushing way too hard to get the same fucking elevator.